one of the key things that you can do to ensure that your data sets and everything is credible is what we call descriptive statistics. Okay, so descriptive statistics helps you in generating summaries, and most people generate descriptive statistics in SPSS, but they cannot really explain or interpret it. In this video, we are going to look at how to generate and interpret descriptive statistics in SPSS. If this is your first time, share and subscribe to our page for more subsequent and educative content on data analytics. Okay, so let us understand what exactly descriptive statistics is. So descriptive statistics basically helps in generating summaries of your data set. So just as at a glance, you'll be able to see your mean, you'll be able to see your median, you'll be able to see your mode, your standard deviation. You can see sums, you can see variances, you can see minimum, you can see maximum, you can see frequencies and percentages. And that is what we are basically going to look at in this video. So this is the data set. This is the data view where we can see all our data that has been entered. Now this is your variable view where we did our coding and everything inside here. If you do not know how to do coding in SPSS, scroll through our various videos, you see how to do data coding in SPSS. We have a video to that effect. Now this data set we have here is based on this research topic, utilization of eye care services among persons living with diabetes. And the objective that we are looking at is factors affecting the utilization of eye care services. It's on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is strongly disagree, 2 is disagree, 3 is neutral, 4 is agree, 5 is strongly agree. Now, these questions have been asked and respondents are supposed to tick by their level or extent to which they agree to the various statements that have been asked. This data set, the data has been collected. We have done our data entry here. We have done our data coding and everything here. Now let's proceed to generating the descriptive statistics. So in SPSS, you come to analyze, then you come to descriptive statistics, then you choose descriptives. Okay, now when you choose descriptives, you find all your data set and everything on the left side, then you bring them to the right side. You can decide to go to options. Then in options, you can see we already have the mean checked, standard deviation checked, minimum, maximum. This is standard error mean. Our focus is basically going to be based on the mean. So when you're done with everything, you go to OK. What you have to do is to copy these results. Then you paste it in the file where you want to do your analysis. So let me just copy this. Let me paste it here. So we have the statements. We have our N. The N is the sample size. The minimum, maximum, we have the mean, and we have our standard deviation, and we have our descriptive statistics over here. Now, in explaining this, in interpreting this descriptive statistics, I want you to understand that the questionnaire that we used was based on a 5-point Likert scale, okay, where 5 is strongly agree, 1 is strongly disagree. Now, at this point, I want you to imagine a number line. So, in explaining the mean values that you have over here, I want you to understand that mean is the average. Okay, so it's the average between a set of data or a set of numbers. Okay, so now I just want you to imagine a Likert scale like this. Now, on this Likert scale, it is from 1 to 5. Okay, now a Likert scale from 1 to 5, we need a midpoint. So obviously our midpoint is going to be 0.3, okay, at the middle over here, that is going to be 0.3. Now on the left side of this Likert scale is 1 to 2, okay. Now on the right side is between 4 and 5, okay, it is between 4 and 5. this way. Now, this is what we are saying. Our understanding is that our understanding is that the values between 1 and 2 is basically disagree. Okay, so we put D over here. Now, between 4 and 5 is agree. So it is A that we have over here. So in interpreting our Likert scale on a scale of 1 to 5, what we are saying is that when we see the statement that we have our average, the average value, which is the mean value, between 1 and 2, we would interpret it as respondents generally disagreeing with the statement. Now, when you see a mean value that ranges between 4 and 5, we would interpret it as respondents generally agreeing to the statement. Now, if the value hover around 3, let's say 3.0, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, and all that, we say respondents are indifferent, or they are neutral, or they neither agree nor disagree, because it is just hovering around 3. Now, let's go back to the analysis that we ran, and let's see the results that we have. So when you look at the first statement that you have over here, this first statement that we have over here, the statement is, I do not visit the eye clinic regularly because I lack information about diabetes related eye complications. So we have our N, which is the sample size, to be 100, meaning that 100 people actually answered this particular statement. Then we have our minimum over here. So the minimum value that we see over here is an indication that the least option chosen for this particular statement is 1, and 1 is strongly disagree. That is the least option chosen. Now, when you look at the maximum over here, this is 4. This also means that the maximum option chosen for this particular statement is 4. 4 is agree. So it means that the mean value that we are seeing over here, 2.160, it is actually between 1 and 4. It is not between 1 and 5 because of the mean, the maximum and the minimum values that you have here. It means that none of the 100 respondents choose strongly agree to this statement. Okay. Now, let's interpret the mean value that we have over here. The mean value we have here is 2.1600. Now, per our assumption of the number line, we say that if the mean value is between 1 and 2 and it is less than 3, it is disagree. The value that we have over here is 2.1. 2.1 is, or 2.2, it is still between 1 and 2. I mean, it's basically 2. It's between 1 and 2 and it is less than 3. So what do we say? Now, we interpret this by saying that generally, respondents disagree to the statements that they do not visit the eye clinic regularly because they lack information about diabetes-related eye complications. So that is how it is going to be explained or interpreted. Now, when you look at the second statement that we have over here, the cost of eye care services prevents me from accessing regular eye checkups. The value we see here, it is 3.21. How do you interpret this? So we interpret this by saying that respondents were generally indifferent, that the cost of eye services prevents them. So naturally, they neither agree nor disagree to the statements. So it is in this same pattern we tend to explain all the other statements. Of course, you are going to type all of them out. I hope you understand. Thank you for watching.